Hi Tori, I just read your comments on my blog about the Bring Your Own Device movement. You brought up some really good points. You posed some good questions. My bibliography addressed a lot of the things, especially when dealing with how to manage, monitor, and control access, monitor the students, things like that. Um, so I'm not going to address that. I mean, I'll end up talking way too long anyway. The point that you brought up, I guess, that is definitely a challenge that has to be addressed at some point is how do you make it equal? So if a school implements a bring your own device policy, how do they make sure that all students have their own device to bring? And it's going to have to be something like the assisted lunch program, or a lot of colleges give out grants to students, veterans. When I in my undergrad days, I was a veteran and I was enrolled in a certain amount of classes a certain period, and I qualified for a grant, and the school gave me a free laptop. But then the laptop was mine, and I could do with it what I pleased. They couldn't mandate or dictate or tell me what to do. It didn't come with any software, anything like that. So that's what would need to happen with the students, I think. I think the local state governments, the school districts, hardware vendors, they're all going to have to work together to get these devices in the students' hands, and they need to just give the students the devices. It shouldn't be a school-owned resource that they try to monitor and control just for certain students. If it's going to be equal, it needs to be equal. They need to provide the device and give it to the students, and then the students would have to come into the Bring Your Own Device program just like everybody else. They'll have to come in and sign acceptable use policies and agree to the bring the void policies. They possibly at that point may because they're participating in a bring your own device program, the school needs to use mobile device management software. So then any of the students coming in need to have some software installed. Usually it's remotely. The school network, school administrators will install some monitoring software, things that can kind of control usage and monitor things like that. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I think either you do something like the assisted lunch, like a grant program, but no matter what, at the end of the day, these students need to be helped, because if they don't, and if it's not equal, then they're just going to fall farther behind. As our economy and our society and culture, as everything improves, we're supposed to be reducing the educational divide. We're supposed to be reducing the technological divide, and things like the bring your own device could actually set us back. They could make it worse, because schools, governments, colleges, everybody is embracing bring your own device. It's inevitable. You can't deny it. And if you do deny it, you're just doing a disservice to the students. So the students that can't even afford to bring their own device, they're even doubly at a disadvantage, because they're not having the opportunity to use it, one, for their education, and they're not going to be prepared for college or a job, because believe it or not, I use my smartphone all the time, and I work for the government, but we still use it all the time, and it's almost required. So there's just a lot of things that are changing, a lot of things that are happening, and I think we're going to have to help the students. So you bring up a good comment. So sorry for rambling there at the end, but it's getting late. Thanks, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye.